the sink. Welcome everybody. I'm Sean.
I'm Bika.
And we are talking about Crimson Peak in our, what is it? Delayed reaction. How many years? 5 years? 5 years.
Our reaction to movies that have been out for quite some time.
It's a gothic romance film. I did not think of this as, what's a fucking romance film? Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about it.
It's tragedy, and there's a romance in it, and it's very gothic. There you go.
Yeah.
Aha.
Tragedy could have been better. I think.
What? Almost everyone dies.
Yeah. Does everyone?
They become like
Everyone except her.
ghosts. Yeah.
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 I didn't like the CGI in it. I did not like it. It didn't. It like the other ghosts that the past wives.
I think the mom was there too.
The mom, yeah.
The mom, the past wives.
Had the Cleveland head.
Yes.
Okay. Past wives, the baby.
The baby. Eventually, the sister, Jessica Chastain, and
Tom Hiddleston. Yeah.
The only one that I like the CGI on all of them. The only one that made me like threw it off for me was when Hiddleston became.
That was bad.
Yeah,
that was bad.
His CGI was not the same as any of the other CGIs, but everyone else's CGI is different than everyone else's. Like,
different type of ghosts, I guess.
Types of ghosts, like angry death, please avenge my murder death, I'm a black soul death.
Yeah.
Maybe his is different because he's a different type of death, and I don't know. I don't think he redeemed himself at the end, even though he tried to. He just had a change of heart, so it's.
He could have stopped it beforehand.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he gets to be a different type of ghost just because he's like, yeah, I know I made those promises and I killed all those other people, but I like this one, so see ya. So I don't think you get to have like a nicely pictured ghost. I mean, he does look decayed and stuff like that, but still a nicely pictured ghost just for, 5 minutes of redemption.
That's true.
I love Tom Hiddleston.
Me too. He's probably the main reason why I wanted to see this.
I forgot that Charlie Hunnam was in this, and I really like him. But he does not make a good... What year was this?
2015?
No.
Oh, 1887?
1887. Yeah, he does not make a good character for someone who was in 1887.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like any movie. He could have rolled up in a motorcycle. I feel like, and it would have been the same character that he played, or he could have come in a with the Jaegers.
Yeah, I prefer to call them Gundams, but
and played the same character.
It's like his innate way of talking is that he has a chip on his shoulder, and like everything he's saying is threatening but not threatening. Lazily threatening. Well, but he was a nice contrast to, him, brash American in England, to Tom Hiddleston, who was all like silver-tongued and
that's true.
Genteel.
Yeah, it was a good contrast there.
Yeah.
And Jessica Chastain's character, the sister.
She gave me the creeps from the very beginning.
Yeah, I liked her character. Like Jessica Chastain's character.
Yes.
And what was it? Mia Wasikowska? Oh, Wasikowska.
Wasikowska?
Wasikowska. Mia Wasikowska.
I really like her character. I really like the fact that she's not afraid of ghosts. Like, she fully accepts the whole concept of ghosts, and even if it was just because her mom visited her when she was a child. But I really like the fact that we finally have a main person who's not running away from ghosts, but is like, hey, if you're here, hold my hand. I mean, of course, she gets, dragged to the floor, but yeah.
I wish she would have had a longer conversation with her dead mom, like when the ghost came in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the first time she experienced a ghost. I do like the fact that even the ghosts that are trying to help her or guide her or whatever are still scary, because death is death. I love the concept of house. This is my way of saying house. It's like the house was a character in and of itself because it was like seeping.
Yeah.
It was seeping through.
Almost like an Amityville.
Yeah.
Or not quite, but yeah, seeping, living on what at the beginning of the film I thought might have been like a living
entity.
Yeah.
The whole that clay is like the red clay looks like blood seeping through the house.
It seems like it's an organ or something, like a beating heart.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I like that.
So that's what I kind of thought throughout the film.
What's it called? The cinematography? When it's just love like the sets and the way the shots are composed and stuff like that. Because I really like the where the staircase is and how the hole in the ceiling.
Hole in the ceiling with snow falling down and leaves.
All that stuff.
God.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, I did enjoy that part. I like the first part of the movie, but as far as the scenery and the environment, I prefer the storyline of the first part with the scenery of the second part when it gets to the house. And then when the Crimson Peak actually occurs.
I am a little disbelieving of the fact that she married someone and moved across an ocean to be with them, and never once did they talk about like the common nickname for the place being Crimson Peak.
It was just mentioned in casual.
Yeah.
Oh, the Crimson Peak.
Yeah.
Crimson Peak. My mom warned me about. That's a ghost.
And now I'm stuck here.
Yeah, and the Crimson Peak really doesn't have anything to. It's just an occurrence.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have anything to do with why, Jessica Chastain's character is freaking crazy.
Well, if I grew up in a house that looked like it was bleeding, I feel like I would go crazy too. Also, I think there was something wrong with her in the beginning. Like she was just like.
Yeah,
it's always a little off.
That's what I mean. Yeah, she was a little off. But not necessarily that it was caused by
the house.
The house.
Yeah.
So I was a little left wanting there, I think.
I really like the imagery in the movie.
I feel like with the Guillermo del Toro film, you're gonna get that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was Guillermo del Toro until the end credits. I was like, well, I kind of expected something better. But as far as the imagery and the way everything looked, except the ghosts, I enjoyed it. I would watch it again. I would definitely. I would watch it again. I'm pretty sure it's one of those where when I do, I would enjoy it more. I'd probably get some of the things that I miss. I miss quite a bit when I watch films. I tend to glaze over.
I don't think it's a compliment to the film. In it being able to hold your attention.
It's actually it talks about my comprehension of film. It takes me a while. I gotta watch it a couple of times.
Yeah. It takes me, like when we watched Midsommar, we had to watch it twice to be like, oh yeah, there's that big plot element. I missed the first time.
Back to
Crimson Peak.
Crimson Peak.
One thing I wish changed was the scene where Hiddleston, what's his name?
Baronet.
Sharp.
Sir
Thomas Sharp. Sir Sharp.
Is he a baronet?
Yes.
Is there saying?
Yeah, he's a baronet.
What's a baronet?
It's one of the ranks of English nobility, landholding nobility.
Is there like a baroness?
Yes.
Baroness? So it's a baron?
Yes. I think baron and baroness go together. I think.
Okay.
I'm not sure if baronet and baroness go together. I'm not sure.
Okay. All right.
But the part where he asks her for the ring, like, I was fine if they let, like, Sharp look innocent and just like a man in love, even if he is trying to just get her money, until we find out he knew about the spiking of the tea and he's married a whole bunch of other people before and killed them and stuff like that. Like, I didn't need to know he was nefarious at the very beginning. I already knew Jessica Chastain was nefarious because she just gave off that vibe the entire time.
Ever since you first see her playing the piano in that party.
Like, I felt like it would have been better if he looked like the innocent one who's just trying to achieve his dream of the machine thing with the clay. He's just trying to get that, and he just has a nefarious sister who no one, and it's the 1800s, so he has to take her around everywhere because obviously no one is going to marry and or take with them this really, really creepy lady. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I could have done without that.
Yeah. the wax cylinders thing, that also kind of was a little too convenient, where one of the prior wives had recorded herself and conveniently found the wax cylinders and played them and stuff, which, oh my god, the amount of evidence that could have like destroyed this, like the sharps that Mia, what's her face? What's her name? Wachowska? Edith. That Edith okay. Just leaves everywhere in order, like, all of the packets that she found from the trunk, the wax cylinders.
She just plays out in the middle of the house?
Yeah, in the library.
Nobody hears them?
Yeah. Like, in the library, and then she, like, yes, you realize the truth and you're overcome with emotion and you want to run away. Gather that stuff up and keep it in a safe place, because if you want to leave, you gotta have some leverage. Mm-hmm. She might not be thinking rationally, but at the same time, she sees ghosts and thinks that that's okay. So maybe she can think a little rationally as far as collecting evidence, so they don't kill her. Yeah. Also, when Chastain leaves the keys on the table, my first thought was like, no, it's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. Don't fall in the trap.
Don't put it back. Don't put the key back.
Yeah. Yeah. She fell for the trap.
Yes. So what else happened?
How does Hiddleston, or Sharp, whatever, not come to the realization that all this is wrong beforehand? Like, okay, marrying people for their riches and then killing them, normal murderous plot. But then he has a child with his sister who is sickly and malformed, I think, and and whatnot. And the sight of his malformed child, who dies in toddlerhood or still as a young baby, isn't what gets him to be like, you know what, maybe this is a bad idea. Maybe we shouldn't do that again. Huh?
Yeah, I guess he loved her too much.
I mean, even in the end, he was like, the three of them, Edith, him,
and
the sister,
be together.
They could be together.
Yeah.
But still, the sight of his own child that dies and that struggles, is monstrous or whatever, and dies, isn't enough to snap him out of, like, killing people.
I guess, yeah. I guess he didn't love the other people. Like the other wives. If he didn't love them, it was easier for him to kill them or be a part of this plan.
Yeah.
But then he found Edith
and fell in love
with her. And it was like trying to have his cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
This is all be together. Me, my sister, and my wife. And my wife. Here's my sister. Herself.
Did he really have to stab Hunnam? He didn't have to. He's like, tell me where to stab you, you're a doctor. Wait. But you could have just, like, you could have just said, hey, pretend I'm stabbing you. And then, like, did the whole, it's the normal trick of, like, just, like, putting your hand to the side. And Hunnam going, like, oh, he was already stabbed. He can already pretend to be in pain.
That's true. Take some blood from there and just rub it over here.
Exactly. But no, I'm going to actually stab you.
I kind of wondered, like, did he tell him where to stab him so it'd be a quick death? First I thought, I was like, ooh, is he stab him? Okay, so he'll live. And I was like, maybe he just knows he's going to die, so make it a quick death.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole way I didn't even think about.
Either way it would have been, like, I thought his character was going to be like, I'm still going to kill you, but we're just making a quick death. As opposed to, I'll actually really help you.
Yeah. Other than him telling her not to drink the tea, don't ever drink this.
Yeah.
Him telling Hunnam, like, or asking him, you're a doctor, tell me where to stab you, is the only other instance where he shows any goodness.
That's true, yeah.
Which I guess you can tell. Hiddleston has a very expressive face, so I guess you can kind of tell he's slowly getting there. But, actions speak louder than words. Maybe do better things in life.
And even as a ghost, he didn't do anything.
No, he just stood there.
He stood there.
All the other ghosts were like, I'm going to grab your hand and pull you down to the floor. Or I'm going to make the elevator go in the opposite direction that you want to. Or play the piano at the end. and he just stands there. It's like how he was in life. Like, well, people are gonna be crazy. She's gonna kill people. Might as well just get money out of it.
Be or do nothing.
I'm just gonna be.
The only reason he's any helpful is because she points to him.
Yeah.
And tells Jessica Chastain's character, what's her name?
Lucille.
Tells his sister to turn around.
Yeah.
And she's able to wallop her over the side of the head with the shovel.
Yeah, he didn't even act like a distraction properly.
No.
Yeah. He doesn't get to have like his face caressed lovingly at the end. Bullshit.
Gets stabbed in the cheek.
He'll stab you in the cheek. Yeah, I know, he gets stabbed in the cheek! It's like, how did they not kill him immediately?
For real, I thought it was going to be like a Beetlejuice thing. Where he got stabbed and he was just going to take it out. And it's going to be like, hey, we were ghosts all along. That's what I kind of thought it was a Beetlejuice thing. Where they just haunted the house.
Yeah. I mean, the house is surrounded by blood-like clay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually just blood-like clay.
Yeah. I was really wanting like the mines that are underneath with the big vats of clay, like to play a bigger role. Whenever you see giant vats of something with a cage on top that can be locked, I feel like you're leading up to something in which something gets trapped in there, or someone has to hide in there and then accidentally gets trapped, or monsters come out of there because they dug too deep in the clay and awoke up, like in Lord of the Rings, they awoke up an ancient that, you know.
Yeah, I swear when she was sticking the pole down into one of those wells, I thought a hand was going to come up and grab it,
or like in, was it The Haunting, where she's like going in the ashes, she sticks and then pulls up a child's skull?
Mm-hmm.
Like something.
Well, it just kind of slowly floated up.
Yeah.
That was it.
Mm. Missed opportunity.
Nothing else again. And I don't know where Hunnam went at the end.
Oh, he was dying and was just like laying there. Like, he was useless.
Yeah, I know, but I was like, where'd they stash him?
Because he had...
I was just wondering where they stashed him, because when Edith Chastain's character, Lucille, came in and chased Edith up the stairs, or steps, I was like, where's Hunnam and all this? Because he was right behind that well. He probably just went around the other side, I guess.
Or he just slumped there and looked dead, and so Lucille was like, meh.
Yeah, probably.
Because if he looked alive and I was Lucille, I'd be like, do a quick chop and then chase after the other girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she could. Lucille came like a vampire at the end, going from hiding spot to hiding spot. She wasn't even she was still just human. She's like flying across the different spots.
She's stabbed.
Yeah. That whole scene with I didn't like it. I was like, once I saw it, I'm like, this feels off.
Mm-hmm.
Feels off with her reaction to being stabbed.
Yeah.
And the playing of it. I didn't like it.
I mean, her reaction didn't bug me, mainly because I just assume any reaction she has is off because she's crazy.
Yeah.
But Hiddleston gets stabbed in the face and doesn't die immediately. Hunnam gets unnecessarily stabbed rather than fake stabbed. And he's just like down for the count immediately.
She gets stabbed and
Edith gets... What happens to Edith? Edith has been poisoned to the point where...
She got cut. Yeah.
But
she got cut and poisoned and broke her leg. Broke her leg.
That she's walking on?
It was on a stick. Running on. And then Lucille gets stabbed. Mm-hmm. And also gains vampiric properties and starts like
super strength.
Shadow moving.
I don't know, maybe she took some PCP right before she after she got stabbed and now doesn't feel pain.
The crazy kicks in. Although two hits to the head with a shovel did her in.
You hear the crunch. There's a lot of, you hear a lot of the gore happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's the crunches, the squishes, the spurch is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you hear a lot of that. Like when the dad is getting his head bashed in.
Yeah, on the sink. That was quite gruesome. I thought it was going to be with the blade. I really thought it. So like first scene when he's in there with the blade, I'm like, he's gonna get stabbed with that blade. And then
switcheroo on you.
Switcheroo, and they had the blade, and then the blade was no longer there, and I'm like, oh, Someone's would come with the blade, and sure enough, nope, it's a head to the sink. They had me in the first half. I'm not gonna lie.
What was it you mentioned before? Like you didn't like the fact that the ghost mom apparently knows the future.
Oh yeah, to beware of the Crimson Peak.
Yeah.
I mean, how does she know about the Crimson Peak?
I just assume supernatural, so knows all the things.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let him get off that easy. I need some other type of explanation of how she knows.
All the other ghosts were murdered violently or maliciously. She died of the Black Death.
Like they met at like a convention or something and exchanged stories. So was able to come back and it's like,
There's
hey,
a ghost convention.
I've heard from some friends this thing called the Crimson Peak. You shouldn't have to worry about it because it's all the way across the pond. But sure enough.
I also want the mom to show up later and be like, remember the time I told you not to come to Crimson Peak?
Yeah. The hell is wrong with you?
But like the mom died of a not violent death or malicious death. So maybe she gets, information from the beyond that helps her.
Like in Beetlejuice. They can go and get the handbook. And maybe that's one of the first things in the handbook. It's Crimson Peak.
You just wanted this movie to be Beetlejuice.
I like Beetlejuice.
I expected a lot of the local people at Crimson Peak to be scared of Crimson Peak. I mean, how is it 1887 and people are not superstitious of a land that looks like it's bleeding?
Yeah.
Yeah. People get not people, but in stories about, in all the movies, books, all the whatnot, whenever you have something that's evil and creepy, the townspeople know about it or suspect it, and they're like, no one's going near there. But these people have been murdering people forever, and the land bleeds, but everyone's like, oh yeah, Crimson Peak. Oh yeah, you got your mail here. Oh yeah. Okay, we'll follow you up there after the storm, even though you're walking there for 4 miles and
yeah. You leave holes in your house. Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, dilapidated.
We're not gonna get a group together and come fix it for you. Although they don't know.
That is more Southern hospitality than British non-hospitality. I don't know, Britishness. But like the complete lack of the locals not finding anything suspicious about the fact that he keeps getting different wives that over the years that or all of his wives die or all of a sudden disappear.
Different. You're
Black Widow? If it's the woman.
Yeah.
I
feel like there's another name, but I don't know. But yeah. Black Widow. Okay. I would have liked to have seen that they got the machine working, and when it's digging up the clay, there's just bodies and bodies coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that place has seen more murders than what Hiddleston has done.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Hellboy should have popped that.
I know. I really wanted like the reason. I want to know why the reason the clay is red. Like, is it just, oh hey, we have red clay and it just makes our house weep blood and stuff. Or is it like?
I want a history of the house.
Yes, the house is like built on a land by a dictator who killed all the servants and the people who worked on the land, and so the clay itself, or the land itself, has become an entity that the clay turned red, and he wants to mine the haunted clay. Yeah, I wished more for this movie,
but I'll still give it a second watch.
Yeah,
and maybe more. It'll probably become easy viewing.
Yeah, I'll put it on in the background.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that's Crimson Peak, or our belated thoughts on Crimson Peak.
On this delayed reaction. Thank you for watching.
Bye.